So today, instead of answering your questions, I actually want to ask you a question. What are your creative resolutions for the next year? Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Tom Froese. I'm an illustrator and designer in Vancouver, British Columbia, and this is my vidcast. Right now, these days, I'm calling it Making Friends, the Making Friends vidcast, and it's where I answer your questions about illustration. So I say right now I'm calling it Making Friends. I'm considering a name change. I don't think anyone actually calls this by its name. I think people just know it as me, Tom Froese, talking, and it's my YouTube channel. So I'm thinking a little bit about how to give this the best possible name that really talks about what it is I'm doing here and what it is you guys come here for and how you guys identify with it, or what do you call this thing when you talk about it to yourself or to your friends. I'd be curious to know. But anyway, as you can see, things are pretty casual here. My desk is a mess. I'm basically wearing my pajamas. Well, I don't wear hats to bed, but I have pretty bad bed head right now. So today, instead of answering your questions, I actually want to ask you a question. What are your creative resolutions for the next year? I really want to know what you guys are thinking about creatively. What are the areas you want to grow in? What kind of jobs do you want to get that you haven't yet? And things like that. So for me, every year I do two things. I take a look back at the year that's just passed and I write a little report about it on my blog. You can find those on my blog if you want. And you can see that I talk about how I grew in terms of number of clients, in terms of percentage of income growth. I talk about the projects that were most meaningful to me, that I was most excited about, the projects that were most challenging. I talk about the goals from the last year that I met, and I also talk about some of the goals that I did not meet. And by doing this look back, I can kind of take stock of my creative progress, my career progress, and I can see exactly where I'm growing and where maybe I need to grow more. So as a result of that process of reflection, I'm also able to make New Year's resolutions. So that's the second thing that I do, is I list things that are, we'll call them creative goals for the next year. Examples of creative goals that I've had in the past where I find that in my work, this is an example. I find that I avoid details and I avoid complexity in my work. You know, I like things to be simple and clean and direct, but sometimes it looks too simplistic. And a lot of I think there's a lot to be said about a nice, rich, complex illustration. So one of my goals was to be much more elaborate in my illustrations and go in on details and not be afraid of adding backgrounds to my illustration. You'll see a lot of my illustrations are just spot illustrations, just one thing on a clear background, and I really like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to push myself in previous years. This might have been last year's goal or the year before, and just really go big in the details in the background. After that, my illustrations became more detailed, and I wasn't afraid to work on backgrounds and just add more of that detail, more of that scenery, more of that setting. And so that's something I'm quite comfortable in. Another goal that I've had is a bit of a softer goal, but to make all the work that I make have more joy in it, to really make my work look like I'm having fun. And I think that's important as you grow more experienced as an illustrator, as fewer surprises come your way, as you get used to working in a certain style, you start to, well, we'll just say you get bored. Everything becomes routine. So it gets harder and harder to inject joy and enthusiasm and energy into work, because that energy just honestly isn't there. By having that goal of making my work look like I'm having fun, I actually had to have more fun doing the work. And that just means doubling down. That's what it meant for me. It was doubling down. It's sort of just like shaking myself up and saying, you got to be in it to win it. You know, invest yourself into every illustration. Don't be afraid of the effort that it takes. Don't be afraid to sort of shut out all distractions. Focus in on it. Find the thing in this illustration, in this project, in this mural, in this calendar cover, whatever it is. Find the thing in this that you are excited about and then lean into that and go all the way. By having that goal of injecting more energy into my work, I was able to more purposefully force myself into a situation where I was actually enjoying my work more. Those are just some examples of my goals. I can share more of those with you, but you can see if you go to my blog, tomfroze.com/blog. I'll leave a link in the show notes here. Basically, I think in at least one of them, I've taken a photo of just the piece of paper. It's like a card that I write my goals on, and I put it up in front of my computer on my wall, and I can look at that. And those goals have been really helpful in shaping me and motivating me. And these are not lofty goals. These are not goals that are hard to attain, like I'm gonna get a giant mural project with Nike or whatever. Like that's a great goal, but that's a little less in my control than those things that I can push in myself. So those are the kind of goals that I would encourage you guys to have. Goals that you can be responsible for and which are attainable just through effort. And you can have pie in the sky goals, that's fine, like get a publishing deal. If you're just starting out, maybe you want to get your first editorial illustration, and that's a good goal to have. Actually, I think getting your first editorial illustration is actually a pretty attainable goal for almost any illustrator to have. You be the gauge of what's realistic or not. Don't set yourself up for failure, but also don't underestimate yourself, and give yourself a bit of a challenge. And of course, use this exercise to think about, reflect on the ways in which you want to grow as an illustrator. And so maybe it's you want to have a more defined style, or maybe you want to get better at drawing people, or maybe you want to be a better customer service type person. So like you want to be quicker with responses to email. Maybe you want to do less spelling errors in your email. All these things matter to creatives. So I'm curious, what's important to you? How do you want to grow? What are some of the more obvious things that you would want to grow in? But also, what are the more like unique things to you that you feel are important to grow in? And how I'd like you guys to answer this is you can put your answer in the comments, and I'll read as many of them as possible in the next episode. Or you can even send in a video, so you can do a talking head, kind of like what I have going here. Make sure your audio quality and video quality is decent, and if it is, I'll include some of these responses in my next episode. So the next episode is going to be in the new year, and I'll share with you guys some of my New Year's resolutions, and then I'm also going to share with the whole audience your New Year's resolutions. So I invite you to send me some video, and you can just do that by like recording your video and sending it via WeTransfer. Just don't email me your video. Use Dropbox. Send me a link or something like that. That would be awesome, and I will feature you talking about your New Year's resolutions on my next video. What are you guys excited about? What do you guys want to do in the new year? What are your goals? Send me your video. Send me them in the comments on this episode, and we will celebrate and challenge ourselves, challenge our goals for the new year together. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the little bell thing so you get notifications. Like this video if you like it. All these things help boost the profile of my channel and make it easier for other creatives like you to find this channel and learn from it and grow from it. And that's what I'm here for. I want to share with you guys all the things that I've experienced as an illustrator. I don't know everything, but I know that anyone who's a little further down the road has a lot to offer people who are just beginning, and that's why I'm here. And I love the community. I love the support of you guys. I feel the love when you guys like the video, when you guys comment and question and send me emails, or post stuff on Instagram and mention me. All these things are awesome, and together this is just a great way of forging a creative community together and being a part of something bigger than ourselves. Especially as freelancers, we're always alone. So I consider this vidcast and just all the interactions I have with you guys as part of my creative community, and you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for a great year. 2018, we started recording these videos in April, and now it's December, and we have, you know, some 950 followers from 0, which is amazing. And by followers, I mean subscribers. And I think it's just been a great year. I'm super pleased with this community. So thanks guys, thanks for 2018. I wish you guys a really great Christmas, or however it is you celebrate this part of the year. And I wish you guys all the best in 2019. And I really look forward to hearing from you guys about what your goals and resolutions are. And I guess I'll see you guys in the new year. All right, so keep making great work, but not too much work because it's the holidays, and keep asking great questions.